4, 3, 2.
Tonight, almost live and nearly from Hollywood, it's America Tonight. 30 minutes of big-time TV on the UBS network, where we put you before the BS. With Tom Dillingham, who hopes for God's forgiveness for what he'll be doing here tonight. Judge Marshall Petty, who would put call girls on hold. And from Star Wars, Mr. Mark Hamill, who did not play the old guy. I believe that was Alec McGinnis or someone else. With the music of Happy Kind and the Mirthmakers. And me, I'm Jerry Hubbard. Hi, everybody. And now here's your host of mine, Mr. Bart Kimball.
Thank you. Good evening, and welcome again to America Tonight. I am Bart Kimball. I suppose that kind of goes without saying, but I can't go without saying it, so I did, okay? Hey, wasn't it an absolutely killer of a day here in Southern California? Beautiful, huh? Beautiful weather, just a perfect kind of day for going to the ballpark with friends or important business contacts. Except for the fact that both of the local teams play most of their games at night, which in case the people down at Dodger Stadium haven't noticed, it is when I work. And I might add, I don't show up for work with a giant wad of tobacco on my cheek and spit tobacco juice all over my guest shoes. Okay, so enough of that. As I say, that goes without saying. Okay, anyway, what I really don't understand is the Dodgers' attitude that national publicity is some kind of poison. At least that's the way they react when they get a simple request from some complimentary tickets to a Sunday afternoon game from a network personality like myself. Well, let's drop the double talk. It wasn't a personality like myself, it was myself. Again, that goes without saying. I probably could have gone without saying any of this except for the fact that I was playing host to a couple of important potential advertisers from out of town over the weekend, and I thought, you know, we could cement a possible long-term personal relationship by going out to the ballpark and getting them drunk on beer. Now, it's the perfect game to talk business during because you're never, almost never, interrupting anything. And yet the Dodger officials, those officials have this old-fashioned policy about only giving free tickets to sports writers and sportscasters. Well, that policy has all the brilliance of the South Bronx chapter of Mensa, if you ask me. Sports writers and sportscasters aren't going to make any new friends for baseball. Their audience already likes baseball. On the other hand, one little seemingly casual mention here about, let's say, how clean the players look, or how exciting it is to watch a good electronic scoreboard. And boom, you've got a traffic problem at Dodger Stadium that would make Walter O'Malley's head spin. Although, in fairness, the man is 82, and I have no desire to make his head spin. But I think you get the point, and I'm not going to take, you know, a lot of valuable network time just to beef about having to spend a couple of bucks for tickets. I spend more than that in just the course of an average day. But it's hard to impress potential advertisers when you leave your credit cards at home to avoid a bulge in your trousers, and you end up having to ask them to buy a ticket. I'm sure when they're sitting around deciding how to spend their advertising budget, they don't get up and say, I got a great idea. Let's invest a couple of million in that guy with the French slacks that made us buy him a ticket at the ball game. And of course, unless we've gone communist since last night, advertisers still pay the bills around here. So, if this show ever goes off the air, don't blame me, blame Walter O'Malley. That's his name. I'd appreciate it. Hey, enough about my troubles. Here's a man who did to announcing what Jimmy Pearsall did to right field. Mr. Terry Hubbard.
Oh, yeah, I'm a great baseball fan, and the Dodgers sent me 4 tickets for Sunday's game because they know how much I like baseball. I forgot to mention it to you.
Did you go?
No, I forgot.
Oh. And they're no good now, right?
I guess not, unless you can scratch out the date and write in real careful over them another date, but they're pretty close. They watch that pretty close.
How close?
Well, they'll look at it, and if it looks phony, they're liable to call the police and put you in the hoosegow.
It would help if they knew who you were and you could just sort of hand them and do that.
Yes. Or wait till about the 7th inning and go in under the turnstile when the guard is not there anymore. But that wouldn't impress your advertisers either, would it?
No, I guess not, actually. Well, let's hope they're watching tonight and now they're impressed. I suppose by now everybody knows what an agent is. It's a combination of a psychiatrist and a hand holder and whatever a star needs. Other people say it's a man who can spend 6 months in a cave and come out with a suntan. Whatever he is, he does all of this, and he asks nothing more than 10% of your gross earnings. And nobody has a harder time finding an agent than someone with questionable talent. That's why, as a public service, we present Agent's Corner.
Stars can be made, or stars can be born, or stars can be discovered here on Agent's Corner.
So, all of you agents who may be watching, limber up your touch-tone fingers and get your phone out, because here's a young man who, he almost went all the way through Catholic seminary. Kind of interesting. It was a toss-up between God and show business. Apparently, show business lost, because he's here to perform for us tonight. Please welcome Mr. Tom Dillingham.
Sister Mary Contadina, Sister Mary Argentina, Sister Mary Guacamole, Sister Mary Ravioli. They don't make none names, none like that no more. None, no more cool none names. That's for sure. None. Times have changed. None use their real names today. None. But I miss those old nun names. Sister Bob and Sister Ray, yeah. Yeah, I remember my math teacher. Sister Mary Hypotenuse. Biology was Sister Mary Aorta. Yeah, gym class, Sister Mary Coach. Yeah, anthropology, Sister Mary Bigfoot. But I know the nun I'll always remember. The assistant principal, Attila the nun. They don't make nun names like that no more. Where have you
Very nice.
Thank you.
Well, have a seat. Tom, now that hundreds of agents have seen you perform, let me ask you what must, I would imagine, be uppermost on their minds. What possessed you to quit the seminary?
Well, listen, I was always kind of like a cut-up in school, you know. Back in the seminary, I remember one time we put vodka in the communal wine, which is kind of funny. Yeah, it was really a riot. And then another time, we took the signs off the confessional, you know, the priest signs, the names, and put up like gag signs, you know, like, oh, Father Sit on it, Father Banana Head, you know, it was really like a lot of fun, you know.
So a biblical cut-up here. You certainly were a clown. That's something.
I love stuff like that.
Yeah, it's...
It makes two of you, isn't it?
Well, anyway, you know, things kind of like went from there, and one day I asked myself, I said, Tom, you've got this gift for humor. Why don't you just go into show business? Why can't I, you know?
Right, and I think you've answered that question right here on this show.
Thank you, Jerry. Really appreciate it. I just hope the, you know, the big guy upstairs understands my decision.
Well, I think he not only understands it, I think he appreciates it. Unfortunately, Tom, no agent has actually called in yet on our hotline for you, so I think you should probably stay in touch with the church, and because it, well, it may help you, because I don't think you have a prayer in show business. And you can still have one there. We'll be right back after these words. Thank you. I should actually do something with the water or something. Serious time. The issue of prostitution has always been a controversial one here, in government circles at least. Legislation was recently proposed that would legalize prostitution, and many congressmen and senators are now arguing over what to do about the prostitution bill.
Personally, I think they should pay it. I'm joking, of course. This is too serious, yes.
Really? Great. Please welcome a member of the Government Advisory Committee. Here come to judge, Judge Marshall Petty. Yes. Well, it's nice to see you off the bench and on our couch.
Well,
That's great.
it's good to be here again, Bart.
Great.
It's good to be here.
Judge, I would assume that legalizing prostitution is kind of a last resort, isn't it? What were some of the other plans that you proposed to control the problem?
And we thought, well, we ought to at least try and clean up prostitution. I say let's take it out of the hands of organized crime and put prostitution in the government where it belongs.
That's a good idea, because then you could keep control over prostitution by putting the prostitutes in the hands of the politicians, and they certainly have the experience.
Absolutely.
I know the judge here has been trying to take prostitutes off the streets of the city for quite some time.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Personally.
It's really true. Listen, how exactly would the government go about controlling this situation? What would they do?
Well, we'd form a California State Prostitution Commission. That way we'd we'd be able to tax prostitution. We'd also get licensing fees, make money from that.
So every prostitute actually would have to carry a license to practice?
That's correct. Here I have some samples here. You can take a look at that. I think we have a
Just like a
larger
driver's
one.
license almost.
It's like a driver's license.
Yeah.
It would have
Can you see that?
girls. I think they have a bigger one.
You have a big one over there? Okay, maybe we can get a shot of that from there.
Yeah. Also, you can see there'd be a photograph of the girl right there on her
Yeah,
license.
it'd be worth a couple of bucks just to look at the license. And look, when you hold it up to the light, you can see right through. We're kidding, Your Honor, again, of course. No. I'm just like the last time he was on. I'm ribbing the judge. I'm hoping for him to say order in the court so we can say we'll have a ham sandwich and a cup of coffee.
You know,
Awful
Your
joke.
Honor, I know a guy that would really enjoy this. Can I keep it?
Yes, certainly.
Okay, I'd like
Be
to-
I have a friend, too, who loves these.
souvenir of the court, as it were.
Kind of thing you like to give to some guy.
Yeah.
I know just the guy. Listen, you compare this thing to a driver's license. Could they possibly lose their license for an infraction like going too fast or illegal left?
Well, the license could be revoked for a number of reasons. Well, for example, performing under the influence of alcohol and such moving violations as recklessness.
How about non-moving violations?
Non-moving would be a violation within this.
There's certainly cause for money back. How do you start off? Fully qualified, or could you cover a girl, as I said before, teasing Jerry, with a learner's permit?
Maybe we should have a sign put on her wall that says student operator. Caution.
Soft shoulders. Yeah.
Well, it would be a form of learner's permit. These girls would be tutored by very experienced girls, well-trained girls. They'd attend the Federal Prostitution Academy. And they could upgrade their licenses by taking any number of the various courses they have there. One is Introduction to Dominance, a very popular course. Advanced Lingerie, that's a very good course. Whipped Cream 101.
Okay. Suffice to say, a number of courses. Okay, the state gets their money in this case. Everything is regulated, but what's really in it for the girls? Why would they want to?
Well, the girls have an opportunity to join a union, the UPWA, the United Pleasure Workers Alliance. It's a real strong union.
Yes, well, this is a good thing because there's very little security as it is working for the government, and if the prostitutes had a union, there'd be less chance of them being laid off.
Thank you. My special guest is here tonight. He's become kind of the latest American folk hero with his role as the guy who wore white clothes all the time in the movie Star Wars. Please welcome Mr. Mark Hamill. I feel kind of a kinship with you.
Boy, we both saw Star Wars. Let me say you did a great job in that picture, particularly at the end where you just got that bomb right in on that target there. That was amazing with all that, so many things you had working against you.
So much on my mind, so much pressure.
Yeah. Plus all the lines you have to learn to be in a movie, too.
That's right. Well, I identify quite heavily with you because I've seen the film as well, and I know what it's like to be in a room when the garbage is just closing in on you. But Mark, I'm sure you must be kind of tired about rapping about Star Wars all the time. For crying out loud, you're an actor doing all these different things. I know I'm probably tired of hearing about how much money that thing made. I think people can lose their sense of values when they get into that kind of money, but I don't care. So, let's talk about what you've been doing since then.
Well, I'm really excited about it. I've done a film with the two guys that wrote Sugarland Express.
Oh, they're great.
Matthew Robbins and Hal Barwood, and despite the title, it's a romantic love comedy. It's called Corvette Summer. And, but you know, I'm really obsessed because I'm working on a new project that I'm really excited about because it's a true story about a boy who was raised by animals.
Are you serious? That's like those, like Wolf Boy, that kind of thing? With
Well,
Or Tarzan and the Apes?
Well,
Jerry, that's not a true story.
It isn't?
No, it's a fiction story.
Boy, it's very realistic. You could have fooled me.
You can fool you with Nancy and Sluggo. So anyway, Mark, I assume you played the part of the boy.
that's right. I play Joseph Dunlop, but I play him after he grows up. And he literally owes his life to these animals because he wouldn't be alive today if he were not taken in and nursed with loving care.
That's great. So what kind of, the suspense is getting me. What kind of animal was it that rescued this boy?
Well, Barth, he was saved and raised by pigs. See, what happened, he lived on a farm, and he lived on a farm. There was a terrible fire, really a tragedy, and both his parents were killed, and
sorry to hear it.
yeah. And he was saved when a couple of pigs dragged him off the porch, you know. And, you know, he was raised as one of their own for, I guess 17, 18 months, until he was found by some insurance guy.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Probably. Well, you know, it isn't a very pretty picture there, but then, of course, you can't fault the pigs. They were probably only doing what they thought was right. You know, they probably thought that, I understand pigs have very bad eyesight, and they may have thought it was a little baby pig, you know? And besides, some of those little kids can be pretty funny looking. I know my sister's child was pretty weird at 2 years of age, and even for several years after that. And then again, the little boy, you can't fault him. He may have thought the pigs looked just like his parents. You know, maybe they were real losers there, and how people like that ever meet each other. What do you know? At a discotheque, the guy says, I have a girl for you. She's a real pig, and he says, I know, but this is ridiculous. But why do people like that even have children? That's what bothers me.
I think we all share your concern, Jerry.
Right.
Tell me, Mark, how do you go about, you know, you studied, I'm sure, it certainly is great in the films. You must prepare for a role like this. How do you go about developing a character of a man who was raised by pigs?
Oh, well, I try, basically, what I've been doing recently is just, you know, really hanging out with pigs. And I'm trying to get to know them better, you know, really feel at home with them. I'll tell you, I rented a little farm. It's not too far from Altacoma, as a matter of fact, but it's kind of a little hideaway, and I sneak off there whenever I get a chance because I keep 2 pigs out there, and, you know, sometimes we'll just, you know, have dinner, and sometimes, you know, we'll
I'm
just
sure many things, yeah.
well, no, but we try and communicate. We go for walks, and, you know, sometimes we'll just sit around, chew the fat, you know, but... I think a pig has so much more to offer than a simple, you know? So,
What are you going to call this movie, A Boy and His Pig?
No, actually, we really haven't figured out how. We're kind of kicking ideas around, you know.
How about Pig o' My Heart? I got a great theme song, I Loves You, Porky. I don't know if you can get that from the Bugs Bunny people, though. But as you say, growing up with an empathy for pigs, this young man was not raised in the Jewish or Hebrew faith.
No, absolutely not. Although, I mean, he has been he's asked several rabbis to come and, you know, lecture to him. He has been so out of circulation and so forth. And the rabbis, as soon as they get over the smell, really begin to like the pigs as good friends. You know? So that's interesting. They have, by the way, full approval. You know, they've got the stamp of approval for the movie. Actually, this was given to me by the film company that's doing, see that right there? It's a little pin they gave me, a little pig pin, if you can see that. I wanted a quarter, I wanted a percentage point in the profits, but they gave me this instead.
What's something like that worth?
This this would be a good $1.39, I would guess. It was handmade.
Tax on top of that, so
Yeah.
yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Well, listen, this has just been thrilling talking to you, and again, best of luck on your new career, and congratulations on the one just over. I would like to stay in touch. Unfortunately, the only card I have is the one I got from the judge here. That's not my card. Tell you what, here's my number,
Yeah. Oh.
and you hang on to that, and maybe we can get together sometime for lunch, okay? Right back after this. Stay with us. Thank you very much. Well, we're almost out of time. Just enough to thank my, well, first of all, our wonderful staff here. Call him that tonight because he's infectious. Mr. Happy Kind and the Mirth Makers. Also, Mr. Tom Dillingham, or something that sounds like that. I can't quite remember everybody that's on it. I think you understand that. Judge, fabulous having you on the show.
Thank you.
Best of luck when you're in chambers, and I think you know what I'm talking about. Mark, best of luck to you.
May the pork be with you.
Tonight, some members of our studio audience will receive the following: classic curves from Dittos, the Feel to Fit Company, pants to make every woman feel beautiful in sizes 3 to 13 and 8 to 18. And Lillian Vernon's catalog gift certificate, jewelry, gifts, decor, personalized items, and things from practical to whimsical, furnished by Lillian Vernon. And Slim Fast, a natural way to lose weight, packed with vitamins, minerals, and natural protein, delicious and filling. You can get Slim Fast with Slim Fast, and don't think you're not fat just because you can't see it.
Thursday at 8, watch for the repeat of The Bastard, Chapter 1, as Philip and his mother find an unfriendly welcome in the home of his father and are forced to flee to London in the explosive motion picture, The Bastard. And next, Not With My Wife, You Don't.